Hello everyone, my name is Regentalash and welcome back to the Iron Maximized series. And today I am going to be doing a bank video for 2025, as I have recently started YouTubing and collecting things on the Ironman, and as of course getting the fantastic Max Cape, which I have been using since I maxed out outside of leagues, and been enjoying the game a lot more than just skilling. So without further ado, we're gonna hop into the bank video. As you can see, this is actually being recorded after the collection log update, which is why I have this collection log staff. And so it's going to really help out with our series that we're going for, as I'm planning to go for, I think it's Dragon rank that you can be able to get up to. Or, let's see, you can get up to Steel. I believe it's Dragon or Gilded is the highest rank that you can do. Gilded is the highest, and you need around 90% of the collection log completed, whereas Dragon is about 1,200 log slots. So I think 90% of the log would be about roughly, what would that be, 1375, something like that. So we might eventually go for that one day. However, since I am just mainly wanting to go for as many collection log slots as possible, if it ends up going down to being like one or two from clues and stuff like that, we'll see how it goes. But I do enjoy this game a lot, so we might eventually go for the Gilded rank on the collection as an Ironman. I think that would actually be pretty fun, especially since at that point we would have the Twisted Bow, the Shadow, the Scythe, all the big mega rares. But getting into the bank video, I also do want to go over some goals that I want to have for this year, just for the account in general to further our PVM journey, going from 2025 into 2026. So we'll do that after we go through all of the bank tabs. Now, this is currently being recorded in the middle of March. I have clips that haven't hit the light of day just yet on the YouTube that are from January, February time frame. That's after leagues and everything had happened. So this very last tab here, I'm not going to go into it, but that is where all of our, the majority, I would say, of our gains that have happened in between that have gone at this very moment. And so you might see some stuff from my previous videos that actually were not in those videos because of how much I've grinded, or if there's like material that I've increased in number since then. I might have missed something. If I do, you might catch a small spoiler. But the majority, major stuff I have thrown into this tab so that y'all don't get spoiled on the actual YouTube series. So for this main tab here, as you can see, it is just a bunch of random junk items. Some of the good stuff that we have ended up getting through our little bit of YouTubing at the beginning of this collection log Iron Maximized series. Not too much going on here outside of the Defender collection, my cash stack, my 2 Dragon trophies that I've gotten for the leagues, which I did end up really enjoying this league. I did a range build and got a Tbow and just absolutely had fun at TOA with Masori and also Void. I might throw one of those videos up on the channel at some point. Not entirely sure if I will ever do that, but you know, we'll see what happens. But yeah, as you can see, a whole bunch of stuff that is just random junk. You also see stuff. I've actually bought a whole bunch of the leagues stuff with my points, and do still have, I think, a couple of points left over, so I could buy more if I end up losing them. But I bought the Echo Vertus stuff, the Echo Arrows, Twisted Horns, Venator Bow, the Infernal stuff for the Harpoon Pickaxe and the axe, regular axe. So I like the look of them, so I'm definitely going to be enjoying those. Now, the second tab that we have here, this is the majority-wise combat tab. And so the very top, you see our rune selection. We have our main range weapon. We have our mage weapons, or mage gear. Um, then we have our melee stuff, along with just a couple of niche stuff in between, like Void and our Proselyte, Brimstone rings, the Burning Claws. Absolutely love my Burning Claws. Been using them a lot lately. Our almost 100 shard stack of ancient shards, which once I do get the Emberlight, that's not the Arc Light, that's the Blisterwood Flail. The Arc Light turned into the Emberlight. I don't know if we'll ever have a use for those again, but you know, we can one can dream that they end up adding in something for that. Runite bolts, my Masori pieces, which I'm hoping to get back into TOA at some point very soon. I haven't been doing a lot of TOA very much since the maxing. I've done maybe probably like 20, 30, 40, something around there. So, and only gotten like a couple of purples, but I won't show. I put away whatever I saw that was extras of my purples, so that it doesn't spoil. But yeah, we got the two, and the only two things that we're missing from TOA is the Masori top, and we're missing the Shadow. So those are the two big things that we're going for. Obviously, the Shadow would be the most preferable one. However, we can't control RNG to give us a Shadow over the Masori top or any other item, unfortunately. But yeah, we got the Shattered Relics Mystic Ornament Kit. I think I've had that for a while, which is why I have the dusk-looking Mystic Ornament ornamented. Our incomplete Brimstone ring. So yeah, and then going down a little bit, our Mixed Hide, the Colossal Blade, our few pieces of Barrow's armor that we have gotten so far. Which I do need to return back to Barrow so I can get a full set to complete that diary. That would be very helpful if I were to end up doing that. But outside of that, I don't really see anything else in here too worthwhile of noting. Our second tab here is going to be our skilling supplies tab that we've gained over the year. And all our ores, all our food, which I did end up cooking a lot of the Moonlight Antelopes and the Dashing Kebets. These are one of the best foods that you can get nowadays. As you can see, it is a little bit more pricey than the anglerfish. With the cooked Moonlight Antelope being a little bit better, being that they heal, I believe, the same or more than the anglerfish. And they give bonus effects, like I think the Moonlight Antelope gives curing poison or reducing venom to poison, stuff like that. And then the Dashing Kebet gives you run back when you eat it. So, very nice, very good. All of our gems that we have, the 260,000 of pure essence that I eventually want to try to turn into blood runes for the use of the Sang Staff or the use of a scythe whenever I eventually do get that. So I feel like blood runes are going to be like the best one to use. We do have quite a good stack of them so far. I don't need soul runes at the moment because, I mean, our soul rune stack is very huge for whenever we do end up getting the Shadow. So not going to have to really worry about that for a while. So yeah, that 260 is going to be turned into blood runes with our blood essence giving us more essence along with the robes of the eye as well. So, you know, eventually that's going to happen. I feel like that's going to happen eventually. Our good stack of magic logs, a little over 5.5 mil right there. Do I have anything else in here worth noting? I do believe I've cut a lot of redwood logs since then, since my maxing. Probably like 1,000 or 2,000 on top of this. So not too bad. I think I might have I had a couple of Karampons in there. And just some random other stuff that I've had sitting in here. Cooked wild kebet. I don't know what the wild kebet does, but I mean, you know, it's cooked, it's in there, it's food. We'll eventually use it. Now this is our third tab, which is just basically our skilling help tab, outfit, stuff like that. And you can see, yeah, the Trailblazer, Dragon Pickaxe, Dragon Axe. Now, before, or after I came back from Leagues, they ended up doing the Run Energy rework shortly after this happened. And I'm happy that they did it, but I ended up actually taking my Graceful into the wilderness and ended up losing it. Very sad. I'll eventually go back and get it with the termites and the marks of grace method that they have in the game. I feel like that's gonna be like the fastest way for me to get it back. Probably gonna take me like 3 hours mostly. Most. I think it would be like 3 hours, something like that. I'm not sure, but we'll end up seeing about doing that at some point. Since I do want to also eventually go for having all of the graceful outfits in the POH. So we'll eventually have to do that as well for that. Not just to get the dark graceful back, but the full graceful. I have 6 of the dies sitting around somewhere. I accidentally bought 6 whenever I could have bought 5, since I do still have the graceful cape, because I was wearing the max cape at the time. But yeah, you live and you learn. I'm never going into the wilderness. I'm going to make sure I have everything off of me before I do. And I was just going and doing a clue scroll whenever I did it, so I was like, oh, I'll be fine. I'm only teleporting in for 2 seconds. Nope, that 2 seconds I was in there, I immediately got hopped on by a PKer. Live and learn. But yeah, so Robes of the Eye, the Gilded Prospector, or Golden Prospector, I should say. Teleport tabs, our little wily Hellcat. Some darts, Rogue's outfit. I do need to get another Dragon Pickaxe so that I can at least have one sitting in the bank, instead of just having it fully in the POH the entire time. But yeah, that's pretty much everything in this tab. Now this is our Herblore supply tab. As you can see, we do have a lot of Herblore supplies. Now you might be wondering, where is all of your potions? Why do you not have any unfinished potions in here? Well, actually, the potion storage actually ends up having a spot for your unfinished potions, and so you can actually have them tagged onto a bank tag layout. And if you do export, like, where is it? If I go, like, say, into my Thermi tab, we'll say that. If I were to go ahead and do export tab with layout, and then import it, and then go out, go back in, then you can see it actually pulls from my potion storage. Now, I don't want to open my potion storage for too long, or open any of the other tabs that I have, because I have some things in there that I've also gained. But if y'all pause the video, if y'all really want to know what's been gained in there, y'all can absolutely do that. But for those who want to try to keep as straight to the series as you can, then don't go snooping. But yeah, this is the we've made a lot of gains on the potions. I think I've made close to like 6,000 in the past 2 weeks, and I still have a lot more to make. So Herblore is one of the best things to continue doing on the Ironman, because this keeps your potions well stocked for any PVM adventures that you want, or anything that you want to do. Now this tab right here, this tab number 5, this is my clue scroll stash unit arrangement of everything that I have that has any type of use for a clue scroll. So like the Tazarket Ohm, that is for a Master Step. Amulet of the Damned, that's for a Master Step as well. Rune Longsword for an Elite. As you can see, all these little bits on top of them. If you're actually wanting to get this plugin to where you know exactly what items you need for clues, it's called Clue Emote Items, or Emote Clue Items. And as you can see, if I turn on and off that plugin, it actually turns off and on the little tab that tells you, oh hey, don't get rid of this. This is for a clue. And you can go in there and say if you built the stash unit and say you filled it, then it will actually make that little indicator disappear. Like, I don't know if I have anything more for a bronze axe, but if I do with it, that's why I just keep it in there for right now. But if not, I do use these for like chambers, the chopped mutatree, stuff like that, just a disposable axe to get rid of. So, but yeah, that's what that tab is for, is all our clue stuff. Now this is a secondary tab for that, which is all of my clue items themselves that I need to keep. Now these I can go and throw away into the POH. I just haven't gotten to that just yet, but eventually I will be doing that. And but yeah, as you can see, I'm not really hurting for bank space. I do have about 100 spaces that I can be able to still fill before I have to end up having to manage my bank a little bit more. So not really too bad on the space itself. And next we're gonna have is my Alk tab. Now this is where I have everything that I can be able to go about alking to get money on the Ironman. As you can see, it's worth about roughly a 7.5 mil. It says less just because these are not attached to bolts, but once I get these attached to bolts and enchant them, as you can see, they're actually worth a little bit more high alking than they are on GE value. So we'll say like 7.5, 7.6 mil of alks right here. So I will definitely take that. And then, of course, we're not going into that tab because that tab has the gains, which, if you haven't been keeping up with the series, the next episodes are going to be absolutely massive. You might want to watch them. We're going for a whole bunch of upgrades this year. First and foremost, I want to get some upgrades to secure in some best-in-slot armor and equipment. So first off, we're going to go with a melee upgrades. So what can we do right now to get melee upgrades on the account? Well, first off, we can go for Infernal Cape. That is going to be one of the things that we're going to end up going with on the Ironman. I've done a couple of runs a couple of years ago on my main account, and with it, I got to Zuck, I think, once, and I never completed that. So I ended up just stopping because I didn't have motivation on that. As a main account, I didn't really like the whole grind gold, buy item, grind gold, buy item. I like the Ironman mode a lot more, where you have to go and grind out the item itself, not just grinding the gold. So I have a lot of motivation on this account to be going and getting upgrades for my account. So Infernal Cape is definitely going to be one of the top things on my list. As you can saw in there in my bank that I had the Blood Moon chestplate. The Bandos chestplate is going to be one of them as well, so that I can fully complete the Bandos armor set. Since I already have the tassets, that is going to be one of the next items that I get as well. So Ultor Ring is also on my list. Ultor Ring is going to be one thing I'm going to grind out after those two. Potentially after going for the Noxious Halberd as well, since the Noxious Halberd will be an upgrade on top of my my Abyssal Whip that I have, especially going up against the Vardorvis. So that is going to be a good one to go for. Next, I'll say range. We'll see where we go with range, but the only thing that I can really think of that would be a big upgrade for range is going to be Zerite Vambraces. So that's a very big one that we can get to complete our trio of a best-in-slot range, or best-in-slot gloves. So we have Tormented Bracelet, the Ferocious Gloves, and the Zerite Vambraces, as well as going for the Quiver. I have done a little bit of the Colosseum in the past, probably around, like, I'd say, like 8 months ago, something like that. And I ended up making it to wave 10 while just messing around with it. So I think after the Inferno, we could be able to easily do that, since the Colosseum and the Inferno use similar stuff on their tactics. Just one is 5-tick, one is 4-tick. So, and one's longer, one's shorter. So yeah, so Quiver is going to be one of the next upgrades that we go for as well. And for the mage side, let's see what we can go for. Well, obviously, we could go for some Virtus pieces if we wanted to, but that is heavily RNG related, as the Virtus pieces end up being effectively 1 in 3,000 per piece. But, well, I guess if it's per boss going for the rings, then it is like a 1 in 1,000. But that's not realistic to get. So what we're going to go for as a mage upgrade itself is the Blood Bark, with getting those from the Shades in the what are they called? The Mauritania what is it called? I cannot think of it. I am having a troubled time. Shades of Morton. That. Going and getting it from the Shades of Morton, getting the blood bark or bloody notes, whatever that's called. That is going to help out with the DPS just a little bit. It's not too much over the Mystic, as I think it's like a +2 to the accuracy and a +1 to the damage, +1% to the damage, but that is still an upgrade nonetheless, and so we enjoy that. And let me go ahead and I'm going to pause my recording right now, and let me see if I can find anything else that we can end up going for as well. Alright, so I just looked through a couple of the things in the bank, and as well as some recent news posts that Jagex has made. The Blood Fury, that is one thing that I also need to go for that will help out with the, say, like the Coliseum. Since I'm going to be probably doing melee runs with that, that's probably going to be my best bet for it. As well as if I decide to go and do like a Raxor with it or whatever it may be, Blood Fury will be nice to have as just like an option. Alongside Nightmare as well. Nightmare you want to have as much healing as possible. So that definitely would help out there. And I don't know if I mentioned the Ultor Ring, but the Ultor Ring is going to be one that I'm going to go for as well. I might have already mentioned it, so I'm not going to touch on it too much. But yeah, that's going to be on the list. Now, Jagex has recently put out a blog about Yama and Mocha, the Doom of Mocha, as the Gnome Monkey likes to call him. Mocha is looking to be very promising. Avernic Treads is going to definitely be on the list, which means that I want to go for the maxed out version. I don't know if that's going to happen this year, but we're going to definitely attempt to try it, since we do have a little bit of time between now and its release, alongside Yama. So if time prevails to allow it with it, I'm going to go for the Avernic Treads from Mocha. I want to go for the Demonic Digger. I don't know if that is actually going to be the name of it. A funny name, as No Monkey says, but hopefully that's not what it ends up being called the entirety. But yeah, those two. And then the other two mage upgrades from Mocha, I don't know if they're actually going to come into the game, but if they do, obviously we want to go for those so that we have the best in slot gloves again for mage with the Confliction gauntlets, and then the Eye of Ayak, that's what they're calling it. That would be an upgrade from the Sang Staff, so definitely want to go for that. That would help out with the Shadow Grind if we go for it, since it attacks faster than the Sang does. And then with Yama has a couple of things that we wanted to go for. Death Charge upgrade for it to be 2 instead of 1. That will be very helpful. The Cosmic Catalyst for Cosmic Soul Runes, that's going to be passive over time. The Soul Armor, which definitely I would say we should go for, because the Soul Armor, I think, is going to be better than Bandos and the Face Guard. So that definitely we should go for. Instead of since Bandos is already out, we're gonna go for that first. But once Yama comes out with it, we go for the Soul. What is this called? The Soul Armor. It's just called Soul Armor. That's what they call it. And then everything else in the blog is kind of irrelevant, except for Surge Potion. Maybe Surge Potion, but that's also a over time thing, not a get it once and then have it permanently. So yeah, that's where I am sitting at. I don't know if we'll go for everything on the list. Obviously, it is a want list, not a get list. So we're gonna do our best to be able to go for it. And yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun on the way. As I did say in the very first episode, this is going to be a collection log, maxing all pets, best in slot armor, Zuck helm. It's basically going to be going for everything. So we're eventually going to have to get all of these anyways and just progress ourselves up to being sitting in one of the best spots that you can be in the game. And I'm more than happy to do it. And I want to show all of you that you can do it too. But if you just want to enjoy it, I hope you enjoy the content. That's what I'm here for. I like to make people happy. I like to make people have fun. So if you have any suggestions as to how to make my content better, how to make it more fun for you, leave it down in the comments below with it. I would really like to hear from you. I have gotten feedback from a couple of my friends with it that say like the line of sight plugin. That was actually something I turned off right as I started the video because I didn't realize it was on until I started the recorder. But that's what this is. It's a very useful plugin for if you're using it for like making sure you can hit something, and you can actually set the tile range. Like right now I have it set to 10, which is for BOFA and for using manual cast spells from the spellbook. But you can change it to where, like, say if you have a blowpipe is 5 range, so anything within this yellow border with it, this is set to 5, and so anything within these yellow borders can be able to be hit from with the blowpipe from this. And as you can see, it updates pretty quickly. But yeah, the line of sight plugin, absolutely recommend it. If y'all have any questions about plugins that y'all are looking for, or if there's anything else, any questions to help me help you further your RuneScape gains, leave them in the comment below. But for now, I am going to go ahead and get off of here, get this edited and potentially uploaded today or within this week. I really want to get back to editing, and so I got to get that whole backlog of videos up for y'all, and I hope y'all all enjoy them. But for now, I want to thank y'all all so much for watching, and if you enjoy and want to see the series progress the way that it's going to, hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Be Gentle Ash, out.